guys, day 3, and we have watched 3 more episodes of 13 Reasons Why. So we've watched 7, 8, and 9. Yeah. And it's getting steamy. So where we last left off is they accusing Clay of being a person of interest. So they took Clay to get questioned. This is actually the first scene that we saw in like the first episode, I believe. So it's like kind of fresh. I like how they're like, you can tell when it's like an old scene because the scenery changed. The color, like it's much darker when it's real and it's more lighter when it's back then. So they think Clay could have something to do with it because he did held a gun to Bryce's face back before Spring Fling, I believe. Yeah, so but that was months ago. So even Ani is starting to question, could he have done it? And Clay is like, so, he feels so alone. He feels so, like scared because he's like, he didn't do it, but how can he prove that he didn't do it? Because everyone has secrets and everyone has had contact with Bryce, as far as we know, after the fact, like after the trial and everything. So at this point, everyone's suspect. But since he had the gun, he's more looking to it. So she's like she's getting scared of Clay because she's not sure. Because why? What do we find out? That she, in fact, was having sex with Bryce. They showed Clay the panties and say, maybe you got jealous because he was seeing someone that you was liking. And I'm gonna just say, I said I wasn't liking her, and I'm really not liking her even more. I feel like she's playing with Clay's emotions. And we tend to see this a lot in females when they see a guy that they don't like in that way, but they flirt even make kiss, but then pull them off like, no, I don't like you, that was just a one-time thing and you're not my type. And it's like, okay, but if you don't like this person, don't string them along, don't make them feel like it's going to be something, because she knew he liked her and she would feed on that and she would play on that, and it seemed like she liked him too, but it was like, no, I really don't like you. It made me not like her even more. Because mind you, she's still digging more information on Clay, like asking all his friends, like, could he have done it? And everyone's like, no, he couldn't have done it. But and that guy Clay mad, because he still got feelings for the girl, clearly. And she clearly still had feelings for Bryce, even though, we saw that Bryce was like damn near ready to tell her he's in love with her, and it just seemed like there's more like sex for her at the moment, because he still is a little bit labeled as a racist, and she just doesn't want her business out. I do want to know more about her life story, like what's going on with her mom, because she keeps saying her family is complicated. So I want to know what's going on with that. But I still don't know. So then we also see that they bring back Mr. Porter, the counselor who did nothing to help Hannah. Since they found that Clay is a person of interest now, they wanted to bring in people to, help build the case as to Clay's violence, so he could have done this. Really, his mother. She brought in all the friends that Clay had to actually talk sweet on him, and they're still trying to build a case, like, even though like they're all like, Clay couldn't have done it, but they could like find something that they said good and try to twist it, because that's what lawyers do. But it was good to see that the counselor was also helping counsel Bryce, and it seems like he was looking for a change, like he was getting like more open with his mother, which is something they desperately needed, because he felt like his mother didn't love him. And so it seemed like they didn't need each other, and they were worried about that. As the story goes on, we also see Tyler finally comes clean about what happened with Monty to Clay, because Mr. Porter knew he's a counselor, so he knows like drama firsthand. He should. So and he figured it out. He didn't know exactly what, but I didn't cry the whole season so far, but that one scene of him explaining what happened and you feeling that emotion, it made me tear up. And I'm like, please don't cry. And if you've seen the show, you know exactly the scene I'm talking about, when Monty and the boys were mad at Tyler because they messed up the football field, and Monty is really mad because his father keeps beating him up, so he can't inflict his anger on him, he's gonna inflict it on someone else. So I don't even like explaining it. He beat him up in the bathroom, bashed him against the sink and the mirror, and then made him dunk his head in the water, and then he stuck a mop up his up his hole and kept doing it until he started to bleed and just left him there just to. And then it was so hard for him to even say it, and like it broke me down. Like that, I've never had anything happen like that. I hope my child have never have to experience that, or anyone I know, or even me still. It's just really a really sad thing. And now it's like he don't even want anyone to touch him, and so he don't even want it. Just you can tell that's what made him do what he did, and now Clay finally knows why did he. That's the reason why he went up to the school. He was going to make people hurt because he hurt. And I just thought that scene was done really beautifully because you finally see more of Clay seems like a hard person. Like he seemed like he's there for his friends, but he also seems like he's guarded and he's not as emotional as everyone. But this season you do see that he's telling more people that he loves them and he'll do anything for them. He even gives Tyler a hug. This wasn't the Clay we saw in first season or even the beginning of second season. This wasn't the Clay. Also, to note that Clay starts to envision Bryce as he did with Hannah in season 2, how she was manifesting his mind and she was everywhere he went. We saw him do with Bryce only one time. I'm not sure if they're going to continue to do that throughout the season. Hopefully not. I don't think they should do it again. Just that one time was enough. Then we also left off with Justin's story. So Justin and Jessica finally comes out to everyone that they are together, even though people are really upset with Jessica because they feel like she's a hypocrite because her boyfriend actually let her get raped, which he did. It's horrible. I don't know. You don't know what you would do until you're in that situation. Like they said, the heart wants what it wants, sometimes even if it may not be good. And she's still going through her trauma, so maybe that's helping her heal. And eventually she probably would have not been with him, or she would have married him. But that's her story, and that should be how she wants to live her life. But Justin is still on drugs. He tries to hide it very well, but of course Ani knows everything because she's always in everybody's business. She's trying to decide, I'm gonna believe you now, Clay. After 3 episodes, I thought it was you, but now I'm gonna believe that it wasn't you. Yeah, okay. Alex confronted Justin because he felt like he knew that he's back on drugs, and of course, Alex still has strong feelings for Jessica. But boy, you can't be mad at Justin for doing drugs when you doing drugs too. You doing steroids. So what is going on here? You was sniffing coke and stuff we're not gonna do that. But I do agree Jessica deserves better. She doesn't need a junkie, but I still have high hopes for Justin. I really want him to get help. I really want him to be better. I like them as a couple. They're cute. Even though he did let her get raped, but I still like them as a couple. So he looks like, instead of telling her, I'm still on drugs, hon, I need help, I think he felt like it would hurt less if he told her that he cheated on her at homecoming, and that's why he wasn't with her homecoming. I still need to know if we can see footage of the homecoming. I'm hoping they show us what happened there, so at the homecoming game, so we can stop dealing with what everyone says and actually see what went on. But then we have to see that Bryce actually helped bail Justin out of owing Seth money. He gave him money to leave him alone, but of course it's hard for drug addicts to stop doing drugs. I know firsthand because I've been with someone who was that's their business. I know that it's a struggle for the rest of their life that they're gonna have to deal with. It's a very serious situation, and I really hope that he gets the help because you can go a year without taking it, then relapse and do so much because your body has got so the amount you did is not really doing anything. So you feel like, I don't feel anything. You keep doing so much because your body got immune to that and got used to that, so that you do so much that you die. I would hope that wouldn't happen to Justin or either people that I know. So he's still doing drugs. Clay found that out. He's upset, of course. He thought that he had done it. We found out that Zach lied about knowing that Justin was doing drugs. He helped him out that one time. So we say one time. But you see that Bryce actually gave him more pills. So that wasn't the one time Justin seen him. So then Clay ended up giving him back the drugs because he felt like maybe this is better than the alternative of him shooting up heroin or whatever the drugs he were doing. It looked like heroin, but it could be wrong. That hopefully someday he'll get what he need. So they were also talking about the Justin getting adopted into the family, because if Clay is an adult and he has a felony, they won't, the adoption for Justin will be denied because he's still a minor. So I'm like hoping that he doesn't get tried, which I don't think he will. You know how these shows go. He gets arrested and boom, he's out, and then we find out the murder. There you go, end of story. But yeah, that's pretty much what happens. Episode 9 leaves off with Clay getting a phone call from Hannah's mom. So we get to see Hannah's mom in the next episode, hopefully to see what she wants to tell him. Juicy, y'all. Yeah. So that is my recap of the for episodes. It's getting more and more juicy. It's getting more and more interested. The more people we go by, the more I'm wondering who the hell killed them, because it seemed like everybody didn't do it, but someone did, clearly. And I just want to know, am I going to be how shocked I'm going to be when we find out who actually did it. I'm hoping it's not one of the kids, because I can't deal with that. But I still give this show going on. Still getting a 10 out of 10. Still keeping me interested. Yep. If I can remember this much, it's interesting. I'm loving the character development besides Ani. She's still the only annoying person in this whole show to me. They need to show more Tony. They need to show more him. I want to know if Clay's going to be like how he was with Jessica and tell everyone that, oh, she was raped and her story needs to be heard when it's not his story, or he's going to give Tyler the respect he deserves and let him tell people when he's ready to tell people. We need to know, and I can't wait to find out who killed Bryce. 4 episodes left, everyone, and we will figure out who did it. So if you like the video, let me know in the comments below. Goodbye. Let's